Eddie Murphy is back in Coming to America. Is it as good as the original or even close? Let's find out today here on Burns Reviews. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is John here at Burns Reviews. If you're new to the channel and want videos just like this, be sure to subscribe. We do early movie reviews and to explain videos. If it's basically movie news, we cover it. Eddie Murphy is back as the African monarch known as Akeem, and when he learns that he has a long-lost son in the United States, he must return to America to meet this unexpected heir and build a relationship with his son. Alright, so spoilers, this movie is really funny. If you have no plans for this weekend, or even if you do, watch this movie. I highly recommend it. It's free on Amazon Prime if you have Amazon Prime. I laughed way harder than I expected in this movie. But you know what? Let's break it down a little bit. Let's break it down. Let's go with the positives first, and then we'll talk about the negatives. So, right out the gate, and I don't know if this is a positive or not, this movie has a lot of callbacks, which are cute, but I lucked out in that I watched the original right before, and I think it would be pretty beneficial to anyone who's going to watch this movie. I would definitely make it a double feature because there's a lot. Like, Cobra Kai level of callbacks. You know, it has the same tracking shot of them going into their city. You know, Eddie Murphy wakes up in the same exact way, where in the original they tell him, "Today is your birthday," and he's like, "That's right, it is my birthday." This time it's like, "That's right, it is my wedding anniversary." You know, you have a scene with like McDowell's.
See, they're McDonald's. I'm McDowell's. Huh?
You know, which is now in their hometown, and like you got Louis Anderson back, you got what's that guy's name, John Cleo, he's back. He has a pretty substantial scene in the movie with Eddie, and everybody's back. You have Lisa, played by Sherry Headley, who was in the original. You have James Earl Jones. He's great. I always forget how great James Earl Jones is.
Totes my goats.
Seriously, put James Earl Jones in more movies. We only have so much time with James Earl Jones. Put him back in movies. And you know, you have like the montage of like stick training in the beginning that you have in the original movie.
Now let's see if you can defend yourself, you sweat from a baboon's balls.
You have the barking bride, she shows back up. The same plot point of the heir to the throne has to find a significant other. And of course that all gets complicated because no woman can be queen as an heir. It has to be a man, it has to be a male heir. So of course he has to go to Queens to find his what they call bastard son to come back and take the royal throne to be prince. And you know, the actor who plays him, what's his name? Jermaine Fowler, who was in that donut show that was on 2017. He's okay. I found him to be a little grating. He was kind of like this spoiled little prince character that, you know, understandably that's the character he's playing, but whenever he had scenes where it was just him or any of the newer characters, and I don't mean Leslie Jones or Tracy Morgan or definitely not Wesley Snipes, they're all fantastic. I really liked them as new additions. Even Leslie Jones, who I'm not really a big fan of, you know, she's kind of made some bad movies. She works pretty well in this movie. There's one joke in particular that really made me laugh. But yeah, as far as negatives though, Jermaine Fowler could have been better. And then you have these cameos that were kind of just like meh. Like, Colin Jost is not funny. Trevor Noah is not funny. But you know, they're only in the movie maybe 90 seconds in total, so, you know, it's a very small nitpick for the movie. All in all, I thought it was genuinely pretty funny. Eddie Murphy has definitely gone back to basics, and I think it's greatly helped by the pairing him up with the old cast of the original. You could tell everyone's having a lot of fun, and in a world of terrible sequels that come way too late, I would say that this one is definitely the exception. Much like Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, they know that they have to do something different and original, and they do. They progress the characters, they mature them a little bit, they give them new problems to deal with, and they kind of bring a lot of heart and emotionality to it with the family, the whole bit, which made it kind of delightful, especially if you already love these characters. No one is phoning it in, and much like Dolomite, which is also directed by Craig Brewer, I really enjoyed seeing Wesley Snipes and Eddie Murphy bounce off one another. I imagine every time they yelled cut, they probably were just laughing hysterically. The same could be said with Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy. They have great chemistry, which I'm sure is off the screen and on, and it really just makes the movie a lot of fun to watch. And while you could say that some of this movie is a bit familiar, even some of the plot points are kind of done over, it's like a soft reboot, a lot of it feels like you're visiting an old friend, and it didn't feel shoehorned, it didn't feel forced, which kind of made it pretty nice. So I really enjoyed this movie. Like I said, the only negatives I can really give it are the cameos, and Jermaine Fowler, sorry, could have been a little bit better, but all in all, I laughed my ass off the entire time. This is the funniest movie I've seen since Palm Springs, and there's been a couple comedies, but this genuinely had me laughing, and I didn't know what to expect. Whenever they make a sequel, that's way too late. It's usually god-awful, but I'm happy to say, delighted that Eddie Murphy is bringing a sensibility that I haven't seen him bring since, like, Shrek.
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
So I had a lot of fun with this movie. I would highly recommend it. I'm probably going to watch it again over the weekend. But yeah, comment down below. What did you think of Coming to America? Did you like the original? I just watched the original back-to-back with this one. In fact, I am giving away a digital copy right now. Grab it right there. Definitely watch the original. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And I would say that this one comes pretty close to being as good as the original. It's almost like a two-parter, you know? You kind of need the first movie. I mean, you don't really need it, but I do wonder if somebody had never seen the original, what they would think of the new one. They would probably question, like, why certain characters are kind of just showing up out of nowhere and why they're doing that. But as somebody who loves the original, I got a lot out of this movie. I think you will too. Be sure to check it out. It comes out tomorrow. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been John here on Burns Reviews. You've been burned, and we will see you next time.